Hey Pilates party people, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we have a fun mat Pilates to the beat practice here on your mat. Today we don't need any other props except for if you have a Pilates ball, we'll utilize that today, or it could be a pillow off of your couch. Just a small pillow today will work perfectly. So finding one of those props, and then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started. And in today's practice, Pilates to the beat, we'll find our beats on Spotify. So link is down below. We'll click that together just in a moment. Movie magic, I've exchanged my prop for my other prop, and this is where we'll click our Spotify playlist. So in the count of 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Starting at the top of your mat, we'll take a nice inhale here. Feet are hip width distance apart. Shoulders are soft. And we'll take that inhale once again, reaching those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, find Tadasana, that mountain pose. Exhale, nod the chin and slowly ripple down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, we unstack the spine. Head is nice and heavy, shoulders are loosey-goosey, knees are soft. On the next inhale, halfway lift, draw up those shins and shoulders into the back pocket. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reach those arms all the way up to the sky above. Once again, hands to heart on the exhale. Inhale, find Tadasana, that mountain pose. Here's that change. Take a nice inhale here. Reach through the crown of the head, nice and tall. Exhale, tipping over to the left-hand side. Roll that right shoulder and sweep past those toes, head heavy. Peeling up the side body, drawing back to center. 2 more times. Let it go. And peel it up. Last one. This time, rock those shoulders, shake out those wrists. Take a nice inhale, reach the crown of the head. Exhale, tip it over, roll through, let it feel good. And peel it up. Last one. Peeling up. Shaking out those shoulders, taking a nice inhale, reaching those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, find Tadasana. And exhale, nod the chin, rolling through the spine, unraveling the spine here, letting go. Softness in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. This time, generously bend into the knees, plant the hands and step it back into your plank. 1 or 2 pieces will shift the heart forward, maybe coming onto the tippy toes, lowering down, elbows tight, tight, tight to the body. Untuck the toes, zipping up the inner thighs, knees and ankles click, and then slowly opening the heart through those shoulders. Exhale, let it go, pressing into all fours to start. Tuck those toes, tip those hips up, downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet, maybe stepping forward or stepping back to find what downward facing dog feels good to you. Maybe shaking out the head, yeah, a little nah. Letting go, still pressing heavily through the palms of the hands. Last breath. Now we're going to go and collect our prop for the next movement. As the song ends, the heels draw down to the mat, lifting those heels, and then slowly draw the knees down to the mat as well. Hands are just under the shoulders. Let's let them walk. Either that ball or that pillow draws in between the knees. Make sure it's nice and comfortable as you come into all fours. Tuck those toes under, pressing through the palms of the hands, fists, or forearms. Find what feels good to you. Tuck those toes, lift those knees, squeeze that ball. Inhale, soften that ball, and tap the knees. Let's go a little faster. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, draw. Lift, squeeze, soften, and draw. Exhale, hug the lower abdominals towards the spine. Feel that hug supporting that lower spine. 3. Last 2. All right, this last one, we're going to lift, hover those shins, and just squeeze that ball. Squeeze, squeeze. Keep the lowest rib drawn towards the spine. Hug the lower abdominals towards the spine and press those hands into the mat. Still hovering those shins. 2 and 1. Soften, lower. All right. You can always exchange those fists, those forearms. Otherwise, press through the hands. Lift to hover. Tip those hips up to the sky. Lower those heels down. Lift the heels and lower to that hover. Either touch down or hover. Lift. Drop those heels. Lift and low. Let's find that beat. Lift, low. Lift and low. Lift. Low. Lift and low. 4. Last 3. For 2. And last 1. We lift, draw those heels, pause, lift those heels and low. 5. 4, still pressing through the palms of the hands, draping the chest towards the tops of the thighs, letting those hips be nice and high. 2 and 1. Drop those heels, lift those heels, and lower down. Little squeezes for 3, 2, and 1. Draw those knees down. Shake out those wrists one at a time. And then we'll take that ball or that prop from in between the knees, take it into the left hand, kick that right leg out to a kickstand, and then sweep that left leg out nice and long. We're going to rainbow that arm, sweep it all the way back to the back of that thigh. You have the option to keep that leg lowered, or an option here is to keep that leg nice and lengthened, kicking to the back of that mat. Last 2. This last one, we're going to pause, squeezing that ball or squeezing that prop into the back of the thigh. It can be your hand too. It doesn't have to be your prop. You got it. That thigh wants to stay nice and still. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach. Slowly lower back into all fours. And then take it to the other side. Kickstand with that left leg. Reach that other leg nice and long. An option to have that leg down. Option to lift that leg. Last 2. Last 1. And we're going to squeeze that ball or that prop or that hand, keeping that thigh nice and long. For 2, 1, and reach. Back into all fours we go. Whew. Coming into our arm series, take that prop off to the side here. We won't need it just for now. Coming up into standing as the song changes. Shake it out. Shake out those knees, shake out those wrists. Feet stand hip-width distance apart. Reach those arms out to the sides, soften the shoulders, the little circles to the front. That's us. For 2. And 1, reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause, flip the palms towards me, and 90. Reach. Cactus, reach. Cactus, and reach. Things to look into here, softening those shoulders into the back pocket. Reaching through those fingertips. You got it. 2, 1. Pause at that 90, that cactus. Draw those shoulder blades together in the back, but draw the lowest rib down towards the spine. Little pulses up. With all that going on, still breathing. Shoulders soften in the back pocket for 3, 2, 1. Respectful lifts to the sky. Pause it here, less respectful. Let's go all the way up to the sky. Reach and low. Reach and low. Reach and low. Whew. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it down to 90. Clap those hands together, elbows tight. That shoulder and that elbow are in alignment, little pulses. You got it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Take those elbows out to the side. We come to that little respectful pulse up to the sky. 4, 3, less respectful, and 1. Reach and low, reach and low. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause here. We're going to rotate. So taking that hand, low high five, so one elbow stays right in place. And then slowly high five someone. Let's low five. A little pulses at that low 5. Keep those elbows right where they are, shoulders nice and soft. 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lift it back up. Reaching all the way to the sky, and then big circle, big sweep. Reach those fingertips all the way down to first position, just towards the lap, and reaching it all the way overhead, over the crown of that head here, and reach. 2, 1. All right, those feet are hip width distance apart. Drape those hands towards the hips, fold into the knees, ski squat. So hinge from those hips, spine stays nice and long. Pinkies go up to the sky. Reach and draw. Reach and draw. Exhale, hug the lower abdominals towards the spine, keeping the chest nice and open. Lowest rib draws to the spine as well. And we kick those pinkies up as high as we want to and almost squeeze in. Imagine you still have that ball in the hand or that pillow in the hand and you're squeezing it behind the back. Squeeze. Weight is in the heels. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let's pulse it behind there, squeezing that imaginary ball. Pinkies up a little higher. Draw the lowest rib towards the spine. Every exhale is that hug of the lower abdominals. Here we go. Last one. Drape those arms. Forearms and reach. Kick, bicep curl, forearms lift. That's it. We're here to the end. We can hear the music dimming. Last bicep curl. Drape the hands and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Shake out those arms. Well done. Shake out those legs a little bit as well. All right, stepping to the top of your mat when you're ready. Feet are hip width distance apart. We're going to reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, find Tadasana, that mountain pose. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest and ripple down through the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise. And once again, exhale, this time those hands to the hips. Palms facing forward. We're going to flex through that right foot and drive the knee into the chest. Then we're going to kick it out nice and long. Fold the knee and plant that foot down. Let's go a little faster. Find that beat. Draw, kick, fold, low. Draw, kick, fold, low. Maybe finding that drishti, that point of focus. Something that's not moving in front of you to find that balance. This time we're drive, kick, pause, little pulses up. You got it. Option here, fold at the knee. Option to kick that leg nice and long for 4. Always welcome to fold that knee. 2. And pause. We're going to start moving and grooving with those arms. Kick those toes up a little higher, that knee a little higher. Reach the arms. Fold the hands. Reach the arms. Sweep by your side. Let's do it again. Reach, fold, reach, low. Reach, fold, reach, low. 4, 3, Last 2. And 1. Reach and lower down. Fold the knee and plant it down. Shake it out. Let's do it all again on the other side. Shake out those arms, shake out those legs. Flip the palms and then drive the knee towards the chest. Flexing through that foot, kicking and showing the sole of the foot to the front of the room. Draw and lower down. Let's find that beat. So draw, kick, draw, low. That's us. Whew. Last one. Lift. Little pulses wherever you want. Fold the knee or kick those toes. Find that balance. It's okay to fall out of balance and reset, recenter. I'll be right here. 3, 2, and 1. Pause with that leg. Take the arms, fold the hands, reach, and sweep. Let's go a little faster. Reach, fold, reach, sweep. Reach, fold, reach, sweep. That's us. 2, and 1. Draw it down, fold the knee, and then slowly stamp that foot. Shake it out. Whew. All right. Feet are hip width distance apart here. Staying at the top of the mat, hands find those hips. Flex through the left knee, draw through. And then hinge at those hips, spine stays nice and long. Imagine you have a ruler as you kick back. From the heel all the way to the crown of the head. Fold the knee. And stamp that foot, other side. Fold the knee, and then kick it back. Hinge from those hips. Kick the heel, nice and long, and fold the knee. Draw it down. Shake it out. Whew. Shake out those arms, shake out those legs. We have a little bit of a yoga transition here. So just to reconnect to that breath, just to center. Whew. Standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, reaching those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. The music has faded, drawing into the next song. Inhale. Exhale, nod the chin and slowly ripple down. Find that forward fold. And as you inhale here, halfway lift, roll those shoulders into the back pocket. Exhale, let it go. Generously bend into the knees as you plant the hands. Step it back into downward facing dog. A little bit of a closer step than our plank. So maybe walking those feet in a little bit as you pedal through the feet. Shake out the head, yeah. Shake out the head, nah. And as you find the next exhale, heels melt towards the mat. Flexing through that left foot will kick the heel to the sky. Stacking those hips, heel draws to the opposite glute. Left hip stacks over right, opening that hip, but square off those shoulders and square the chest. Pressing through the palms of the hands, feel that soft twist through the spine. On the next inhale, draw the knee into the chest, nice and close as you ripple onto the right toes, and then slowly step it forward. Draw that back knee down, untuck the toes, and reach those arms up, maybe finding a little extension through the spine, or maybe finding that neutral spine. Exhale, drape the hands to frame that front foot. Tuck that back toe, lift that back knee, step it back into your downward facing dog, pedal through. Exhale the heels down towards the mat, flex through the right foot, send it to the sky, three-legged dog. Heel to opposite glute as you stack that left hip over right. Square off those shoulders, square off the chest. Breathe in and out. On the next inhale, draw the knee into the chest, ripple onto the left toes, and gently step in between those hands. Draw the back knee down, scoop the tail, and reach up, maybe finding that extension. And drape the hands, frame that front foot, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal through the feet. On the next inhale, roll up to the tippy toes, hips to heels. Looking at the top of the mat, pounce pose to step jump or float your feet forward. Forward fold here, feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach the sky as the song transitions. Hands to heart. Drape those hands to the side and we'll find that ball or that pillow coming onto your side body. Folding the knees to 90. Taking the forearm down onto the mat under the shoulder. Option here, cradle the hand in or the head in the hand. All right, that ball or that prop comes out in front. And as you exhale, lift and lower that knee. Lift and low. Keep those hips nice and square, things that we're looking for. Hips are square, stacked on one another. And that lower set of ribs is lifting up towards the spine or to the sky, keeping that spine nice and neutral. And that lowest rib, sometimes it likes to flare, and we'll just draw it back in. Let it connect to that core. 4, 3, 2, and pulse. Pulse at the top. Keep those hips nice and square. Even roll that top hip slightly forward. If it feels good, press into that ball and keep that pressure in the ball. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that knee. When you're ready, we're going to lift that knee back up, kick that leg nice and long, heel in line with that spine, and slowly tap the toes, draw the knees together. Let's find that beat. Lift and reach. Tap and low. Lift and reach. Tap and low. Lift and kick. That's us. We're still checking in on those hips, keeping them nice and square. And that lowest rib, you can even use that hand for a little bit of feedback, just lifts up towards the sky. The lowest rib draws towards the spine. So that core is nice and engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1. This time coming back down. All right, lifting up into clam, little pulses. The heels can be reconnected or the toes can connect. Hips are nice and square and that lowest rib draws towards the spine as the lowest set of ribs draw up towards the sky. Press through the forearm for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. We're going to find internal and external rotation. So lift the heel, tip the knees together and tap. Lift the knees and tap. Internal, tap. External. Same things apply with the torso. We're just moving and grooving slightly different through that hip joint. You got it. Press to the forearm. Last 2. And 1. As the music fades, we come onto our back body here. Soles of the feet land just under the knees, so almost kicking towards the glutes here. Take that ball or that prop just in between the knees. Heels are up towards the glutes. Knees and ankles are in alignment, palms of the hands facing down. Take a nice inhale here, lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders. Exhale, scoop the tail, imprint the lower spine, and slowly tip it up into that bridge, pressing through the soles of the feet. We're lifting to the shoulder stand, pause, and lower down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, scoop the tail, slowly pressing away from the earth. And low. Lift up one last time into that shoulder bridge, pressing through the soles of the feet. We'll feel that rib-hip connection on the exhale, so dropping the lowest rib towards the spine or feeling that the ribs are drawing towards the front of the hips. Feel that connection, keeping that nice long flat back or long spine, neutral. Inhale, halfway dip with those hips, about an inch, and then lift up, dip, and lift. Press through the soles of the feet. Inhale, exhale. For 4, press. For 3, press. For 2, and 1. Lift those hips. Little squeeze of that ball. So squeeze in and soften. For 6, 5. Keeping that rib hip connection. 3, 2, and 1. Soften and slowly melt down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, like a string of pearls melting towards the mat. You got it. Grab a hold of that ball or that prop. Float the legs to tabletop position. Fuse the knees and the ankles together. To the top of the knees, that prop goes. Hands onto the other side. As you exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Kick those legs up to the sky. Point the toes. And then roll that ball to the tippy toes. And lower down. Option to keep the head, neck, and shoulders on the earth. As you exhale, reach those legs and roll that ball. And lower down. Option to lift the head, neck, and shoulders into that chest lift. So roll it up. Inhale. Exhale. All the way to the tippy toes and lower down. Last one. And lower down. This time we're going to pulse at the top. So when we lift up, little pulses at the top. All the way to the toes. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take that prop off to the side. Crisscross those hands behind the head. Thumbs down the neck space. As you exhale, lifting the legs to tabletop. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And then reach the right arm or the right elbow to the left knee. Drawing back to center, crisscross. Extend the opposite leg. Option to lower down in between. Option to stay lifted. Crisscross. Crisscross. And as the music fades, we lower down towards the mat, taking the hands behind the thighs. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Press through the thighs. Try not to use momentum as you roll on up. And we'll take that prop, sweeping into our side series. So break dancing it onto the other side. Find what feels good. You got it. The hands can be lowered or the forearm can be lifted. So when you're ready, we'll lift and low and lift and low. Now the lower set of ribs, you can use that hand to lift them up. Those hips are nice and stacked. Even roll that top hip slightly forward. Make it harder. And you can have that press into that ball. Otherwise, that ball can just be there. You got it. I'm right here with you. That second side always hits a little differently. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap it down. This time, lift a pulse. Pulse. Whew. Squeeze that ball if you want to. Sometimes it helps to keep ourselves forward just slightly so that hip can stay nice and square or stacked. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knee, lift, kick the leg, tap, and low, lift, kick. That heel is in line with that spine, so we lift, kick it out, tap it down, lower down. Now keep an eye on those lower ribs. I'm guilty for it. We lift them up nice and high, keeping the spine nice and high, nice and neutral. 3, 2, and 1. You got it. Tap it down. Whew, you can give the glutes a little bit of a massage, and we'll find that internal rotation. So kick the ankle, tap it down, lift the knee. That's us. Check in on those points, the hips, and those ribs. Six, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap down. And the music hasn't ended on this side, but we got to this side a little bit quicker. So let's take that ball just out to the side. Whew. Coming into a little bit of a cool down. So coming back into all fours. Hands are nice and wide to support those wrists. Take that right knee and sweep it behind the left, curtsy. Fold into the hips. The song will change here. Drawing back to center, uncrisscross. Take it over to the other side, crisscross. And draw it back to center. All right, let's end with Natasha Bedingfield here. All right. Soles of the feet land once again. And we'll roll all the way down nice and long onto the spine. Make sure you feel nice and comfortable and supported here. You know that flat back we had before in that bridge and we had those hip dips. Now we find that flat back here. Pressing through the soles of the feet, we lift those hips in that flat back and lower down all the way. Lift, press through the soles of the feet and low. Hug the lower abdominals towards the spine. Keep that rib-hip connection the whole way through. So exhale, lift. Inhale, low. Lift and low. Lift to the top, that shoulder stand. We'll lift that right heel. Lift and low for 3 and low for 2 and 1. Tap down the left. Lift and low. Lift and low. Last 2 and 1. Now let's check out those hips as we transfer over to the right again for those 4. Those hips are nice and square. That rib-hip connection remains. Last 1 and lift to the left and lift. Left and lift. Last 2 and lift. Last 1 and lift. Let's do both or keep alternating. Tap and lift. Roll down, roll up. Roll down, roll up. 4, 3, that rib hip connection is there. 2 and 1. Lower down, press through the heels, lift those hips a little higher. And then as you exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, just as you did in that before series. Yes, untuck the toes. Lifting the legs to tabletop position. Crisscross applesauce those hands. Option to always have those feet landed or toes landed. Exhale, we'll lift the head, neck, and shoulders and lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Extend those legs. Fold in and lower down. That's our new one. Option to keep those legs folded or toes tapped, but we can reach and low, low, lift, reach, low. The lower those legs go, the harder it is for that abdominal pressure. So make sure that you're softly imprinting the lower spine towards the mat for 4, 3, last 2, last 1, well done. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap those hands on an underhand grip, find a gentle sway or rock from side to side just for a moment. And drawing back to center, exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, press the thighs away, and roll all the way up into seated. So we have one last song just to cool down. So soles of the feet can draw together or find what feels good for your cool down. Soles of the feet draw together, knees out to either side, hands wrapped around either the shins, the knees, or those feet. Take a nice inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. The soles of the feet can be pretty far away if that's there and that's your comfort zone. Because as you exhale, keep the spine nice and long. Hinge from the hips forward. Elbows draw back. Collarbones sweep over the toes. And then inhale to draw back to center. We're here for 2. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, reach. Last one. This time, find what feels good. Maybe the forearms land. Maybe you just round the chin towards the chest. Find what feels good, and we'll stay here for 3 more breaths. You'll feel that gentle stretch for sure. And slowly lifting up. Take the hands behind the hips. And whatever orientation the hands feel good, those feet go nice and wide, maybe to either side of the mat if you're facing the front of your mat. And then draw the knees down to one side, both to the same side. One will draw into the middle of that mat and the other one will draw towards the outside. Internal rotation and external rotation. Draw back to center and sweep it over to their side. Keeping the spine nice and long. Softening the shoulders. Windshield wipering from side to side. Let it feel good. Last 2 breaths. And that is us today, team. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. Let me know what you want to see on the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.